Alright. Some inception going on here. There were 5 people waiting, but now there's only 3 people watching. And that was like 30 seconds ago. Hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. If you're new to the stream, check out Infinity PBR. That's where we sell all these great assets that we use in our own game. And by we, I mean mostly me, except all the people who work on the assets that I work with, I contract with in Infinity PBR. If you'd like to support Infinity PBR, even if you don't want to buy our stuff, come to the site, click this all assets, and then go browse the asset store. And if you buy anything after clicking that link, you'll get a small cut. So thanks for that. This is the development of Legend of the Stones. And welcome to it. There was a few things I did in the middle of the last stream now, but the saving and loading isn't working properly yet. And before the stream I noticed there's a couple other bugs that we need to fix too, with input while saving and loading, specifically while selecting a name for your save game file. I need to make sure that when we go to our save and we type stuff in, that numbers like 1, 2, 3 don't actually trigger. Hey Jack. Because that's clearly not what needs to happen. So we're going to figure that out. That's going to be easy. This is easy level stuff right now because our actions as a section called check player actions. And essentially, if we're doing any of these things, then we're not going to check player actions. So it's just going to add to this list a check on whether or not this is open. Yeah. So we have our game UI canvas. I don't think this is the right one now. This is old. Game menu. That's not even turned on. Menu controller. That's what we're doing these days. Alright, so on menu controller we have, or menu control, we have a static here. So on our actions, if we're not already, we are already, so we're just going to say, where's menu control again? We'll go over here, so it's easy to access. Actually, we're looking for menu panels, specifically the loading panel. Load game menu. That's defined here. So essentially, if load game menu is up, really, it's what we're really looking for is actually the save game menu, not load game menu. Save game. No, not that. Oh, do I not have it here yet? Well, it's about to be. And really, we want the input field. That's the thing that's the most important to track in this context. So, menu control or menu control. We're going to do a serialized field private game object save game input, and then in our actions we're going to say if menu control dot save game into active self, then return. But we do want the escape key to be pressed. Let's just see what happens. We might need to move that down. I didn't think I was going to be able to stream tonight. I had a stream scheduled and then I canceled it because I was like, oh no, I won't be able to do it. And then all of a sudden, turns out, oh yep, I can do it. Oh, we gotta make it public. That's fine. Save input. It's pretty much this. It didn't work. There it is. All right, and then let's see what happens. So now in actions, escape won't trigger, but I want to see if I hit escape here. Okay, good. Nothing happens. That's what I expected. But now I can do numbers just fine. And I can close with that. But I do need to have an escape key. That's important. Yeah, and I can't escape here either. So, I think what I'll try doing is moving this underneath escape key. We'll move escape key above return key. I don't know if there's... Yeah, I don't think there's a reason that return was above. I don't think it matters. Yeah. Let's see if that does the trick. It's possible that escape never worked on those panels, of course. So if it still doesn't work, then that means we'll just do it slightly differently. Works. Now, the real thing though, here's the problem. If I'm here, I don't necessarily, I want to X out to here. I don't want to X out of the whole menu. Do I? Does it matter? Should escape be back or, I don't know. Escape pressed. What happens when escape is pressed? Close other inventory, close in-game menu. Other panel. Menu control, close in-game menu. I guess this is where we do it. If continue, close all in-game menus. Okay, well this is where we need to so we're gonna have to actually say if close secondary menu, then return. And that's gonna return a bool if there is a secondary menu to return, to close. And so we're gonna do secondary menus are going to be things like the loading panel and the saving panel, and who knows what other panels. So we're going to do a header. Secondary panels. So public game object, and I think probably already have these. Save game, saved game panel. No, that's the game panel. We'll just think temporary. We can always change this. Load game list. Yeah, we can always change that if we do already have it. Hey everybody, the Beard Phantom, welcome to the stream. Aaron Jackson, welcome, and Jason, hello. I live to copy you, Jason, and so whenever you do anything, you should know that I do the same thing right after. Just kidding, I don't. So let's see. We gotta restart because we got all these nulls now that we reload the scripts. But I just want to make sure I have the right objects listed in the fields. Let's see. Alright. So this is the panel Save Game Menu. I don't have that here. Okay, so we need to do Save Game Menu, and the other one is Load Game Menu, which I do have right there. So we will do, not Discord, we'll go to Writer, Load Game Menu. We're just gonna move this on down to our secondary panel. So we're going to Save Game Menu, and while we're at it, Public Game Object Options Menu, because we're going to have an Options menu one day. Christian, thanks. I'm glad you appreciate it. I definitely appreciate being on the show with them. I'm always honored to be there and blown away by how little I know compared to them. But I'm happy to provide my own perspective and maybe ask some of the questions that need to be asked from the perspective of someone who doesn't know that the question might be a little off base or something. Sometimes those are the best questions to ask. Alright, so now if any of our secondary panels are open, then we won't close the main panel. That's the idea. So, secondary. So, we will say if, we're just gonna, I mean, I guess I could have, oh gosh. No, I'm just gonna hard code it. I could have made it into a list and all that junk, but I'm just gonna, there's only a few of them. No big deal. So if save game menu dot active self, then we're going to close it. Save game menu dot set active false, and also return true because we closed one. And we're going to do the same thing to the others. And then, if not, return false. And so this is going to be load game menu and options menu. There you go. That should do the trick. Let's find out. Way to refactor speed up the menu manager? Oh my gosh. Well, my real goal tonight is to get the saving and loading working. That's the part that's been vexing me thus far. Because it's not working as it's supposed to. And I spent some time. This menu stuff is just something I realized was an issue. There we go. Unassigned variable. I must have moved it or something. Did I move it or something? Or is it the options that's thrown for a loop? It is. It is. So we have to say if that and. So we should do that. All of these. I would love to make assets of different themes. The problem is the resources. I pay people to make stuff, and for the past couple years, I've been able to use the money that comes in to pay them, but unfortunately, there's not much extra money to branch out, and so at one point, yes, was more my sci-fi would be really cool. Real world stuff. I get a lot of requests for like real world clothing on the characters. There we go. But one day, maybe. Yeah. It just takes cash to get stuff made. And a lot of the creatures and stuff don't really sell much. And they take like 3 years to pay back the investment. Not including my time, which I do. I get paid now, but until last January for the first 5 years, I didn't actually get paid for any of this stuff. It was just something I did. But now I get paid a little bit, not much, but enough. Okay, so the next step, now that that's done, oh, if you notice, I also updated the code for the game time a little bit. I'm gonna have to update that module because I made things a little bit smoother. And you see the clock is ticking up there. Just a real quick thing. What I did there was game time. I redid the full date stuff. So now you really just have to pass a double, and it will give you the full date by calling all of these, which using just the math to get what it will be for each of them. So now calling full date's much easier. It calls this, and then it calls this full date, which is actually the one that spits out all the actually format part of it. But that was fun. All right, so the next step is, why the heck, when I load the game, okay, see, now technically this should be in the order of the saves, and it's 101 saved games, Dalmatians. But if I save, and we'll say test September 23, because we can type numbers now. Save that. Save gaming done. The list is now 102. Load the game. It's not there. We have a test September 4. That may have been last year for all I know. We have all my tests. Test August 2021. That's interesting. Test 2021. So this might not even be in the right order for all I know, actually. So you know what I need to do? Just spit out the game list here. And see specifically what's coming out of it. Where do we load the game list? Loading game list. For each one, I'm going to spit out information. Alright, we're going to say log loaded game. Then we'll say log level. Actually seen. Game name. Game name. And log full date. So we'll just pull in the full date here. Alright, so that's going to spit out a whole bunch of them. Technically 102 of them now. see what happens. But Jason, to further the conversation, I do think I want to do another one of our streams where we talk about the lookups. You were talking about how I look up stuff, and I think that would be a valuable thing for myself to learn, as well as other people as well. Especially since I do keep doing the same thing over and over, and if there's a better way, I should learn that while I keep doing it over and over. All right, ready? Load game. Okay, so load. Okay, clear the collapse. So these are all the games. 102 of them. So it's not. I don't know what it's doing actually. Maybe we should look at the actual save stuff. That might be the key bit. Like what is being saved rather than what's being loaded. Let's try that. This game. Ooh, look at that. A button did get triggered. What button got triggered? Hold on. Now I gotta fix that. I can't let this one go. Was it delete? Clearly it's something to do with the treasure box. Save. This. Space? No. Game. Delete. No. Return. No. This game is... Why is this... What? What did I do? What did I do? Mystery. It's a secret to everybody. Let's try again. T. No. H. I. S. G. Aim. Aha! It's I or you, one of the two. One more thing. Refactoring just one more thing. There's always one more thing that can be refactored. That's the whole. That's all. You know. In the end, you can refactor this entire game down to one line of code. No, probably can't. You. I. Okay, it wasn't you or I. Why? This time it was O. O. I must have a hard-coded key looking for O. Not Discord. Rider. I always do that. Test keys. Nope. Keycode.o. Keycode.o. It might be in the treasure box itself. Keycode. Man. Alright, let's do it the old-fashioned way. Loot lid trigger. That seems like an appropriate spot to have a key code. Yep. So we don't actually want this to run. This should be handled elsewhere. So what I'm gonna do is first check to see if I can still open the chest. It's probably like a common pattern. There should be game patterns for how people work on stuff. Like, you know, this is how you build a system. You do this, you check it, you debug it in this pattern. This is the debugging pattern. How to discover all that. All right, so I'm definitely gonna have to do a change because this isn't opening at all now. So it's supposed to open with the space bar, but it's not. So, and a click. But I'll have to do that another time. For now, let's look at the save. We kind of solved that, or at least identified that. Save. This can use letter O. And clear this out because this is where we save. Alright. Creates a save game item with the name, title, active scene, adds to the same game list. It's good. Saved game. New saved game. It's the game name. Oh, well that is why right there, because if it's a new saved game, then we're changing the name of the game. That means that before this step, I need to change the name of the game. So it's game data general name and save the game. Name input text. Save and load, get game or add new game ID. And if the game name exists, then we'll get the game ID for that game name. Otherwise, we'll return this, which is the int of the new game name. So this is where we'll do it. So we will say that equals, and we'll just pass this to it. So we'll update the name there. Update the name to the newly selected name. All right, and game name. Pass that in. Okay, game time, that should be right. Active scene should be right. New autosave, nope, it's false. That should be right. Game, save games, add. So this is just adding it to the list. It's not actually doing the save. So that should be one of our problems. The other thing is saving the game itself and making sure that we're saving the right data. Which that part, we might actually be saving the right data. Gotta train myself to click the third one down. Alright, saving game 102. Save player data. Writes this as JSON. I'm gonna start calling JSON Jason from now on, just to make sure I am thoroughly confusing everybody. So that if I say I use JSON to save my save load system is built with JSON, then people will be really confused. Save player data. What is that? Game.playerdata.clear. Oh, these are the saving the three player data or each player data to its own JSON. Save each player's data to its own JSON string to avoid depth of serialization. Alright, and then the rest is, this is just saving it. I don't need that. Saved data as JSON, and I was printing out the whole thing. I don't need to do that. And this actually does the save itself. So if the file exists, file path, then we've done it. And we're saying the int to this ID so that the next time we load the game, it will load that ID. Next time we load it by pressing play in the editor, that is. Well, and if I have a continue game, set this for editor use plus a continue game button. And this is going to be an error because that file should be found. So if it's not found, then that's really an error. And then we load the game list. Okay. Let's see. All right. Let's see if this works. Save. This should work fine. Ah, what the... Oh, that was the editor. Okay, never mind. Everything's okay. I thought there was another thing. It was just the editor. Jeez. Save. Did it work? 103. Load game. This should work fine. Alright. Now, this date's completely wrong, clearly. Because I saved it at 12:14 p.m. on Sunday the 6th of February, 1288. Not at that time. So, let's see what happens when we press play. Is it going to be 12:14? What file not found? Where does it say file not found? Does it say file not found? I'm going to stop printing all these out though. Keep them there just in case I need them. I don't want to have to retype them, but I don't want them now. Alright, here we go. Should be 12:14 in the beautiful afternoon in this unnamed world in a map called Ironport. Alright, so that part is working, clearly. It must be then that whatever we're loading is not loading properly. So let's see. Alright, it should be spitting out full date for this game time, but what is the game time? So, I think we might be saving the wrong game time. So when we save the game, no, it's saving the game list. just had it. I swear I just had it, right? I should organizing these to save load sections. Add new game, get ID. Maybe that's it. Get game time. Oh, actually, yes, that's definitely it, because this is not right. Now that I think about it, neither of these are right. Game time dot, oops, game time dot get, or game time. Maybe the top one's right. Game.data dot game time, game time. And it's actually made it. I just made get game time available. Now, get game time. So that should be the right game time then. Game data, general active scene. I feel like I need to be saving the actual like system time as well. Cool, autosave. Save date. Aha. Save date. Oh, I do. Okay. That's nice. Okay. Right? Date time? Yeah, that's that date time. It's not my date time. Alright. Let's try this once more. Oh, I see what you mean, Jack. Good eye. Saved. Or save file. How about this? I'll be even more specific. Newly created. Save file not now found. Not found. Save. This should work fine. Good. This time should be accurate. And this is a very long title. It should be limited. Load game. Alright. There it is, folks. That's what the issue was. I was just saving the wrong thing. I'm going to wait a couple minutes. Test. There it is. I'm going to save it again. It's now. Again. Okay. So we got an issue here. Test 1, 2, 3. 3. Save. Load game. 12:18. So I want to see if the regular save, if we're overwriting the name, changes. So now it's, that's weird. This isn't updating accurately. That's weird. I have to look into that too. Darn it. Alright, save. Test 1, 2, 3. Okay, first of all, it should be giving me the warning. Why isn't it giving me the warning? Warning. save game in. It's because I'm using 2019.4.30 F1. F1 stands for fancy one. So I got .30 fancy one. That's why. It's the only reason. Do you realize that I've got two menus doing the same thing? That's probably an issue. So I need to make sure that it's getting the right name here. I always drink with my pinky finger out. I think it's because my hands got big before the cups got big. And so my pinky was just always out. So now my pinky's just always out when I'm drinking. And I feel fancy. I'm not fancy. But I feel fancy when I drink my chocolate martinis with a pinky out. Feels like a Friday for some reason, even though it's not. Alright. Okay, so that means it did exist. Load game. Test 1, 2, 3, 3. Alright. Close that. Save. This time. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 3, B. It did not. Good. Save. Save. So interesting. Interesting. So that didn't trigger at all. Why not? I never actually called this. That could be why. Because the question is, why am I using an older version of Unity when I'm developing a new game? And that is explicitly because of the assets I produce. With the asset store, there are minimum versions. 2019.4 is currently the minimum version, and you generally want to support that and above. Most things are forward compatible. Therefore, developing in the earliest version as an asset publisher makes the most sense, and only making updates for things that break. Alright, so whenever I click that, it needs to check too. That's just what needs to happen. I'm gonna have to refactor this again one day, but I want to get working, then I'll refactor it. Working first, refactor second. Toggle load, toggle save. Okay. So I'm watching this clock go, and it's supposed to turn 1 minute every 3 seconds, but clearly it hasn't turned anything right now. And then it jumps a bunch. So it's not updating all the time, and I think I might know why, but I want to fix that because that's annoying. First, I had to drink that bubbly water. That was the first thing I had to do. It was on my to-do list. Where does that live? That lives... That's where I was looking at it earlier. It lives in... I don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember where it lives. Well, let's see. Does it live on itself by any chance? Compass. Compass and info. Top right, maybe? No, I didn't make it live on itself. I should have made it live on itself. Oh, maybe I did. UI level name, details. I did. Okay. Full date. So it's gain full date, and that should be giving us the accurate full date. But maybe game time isn't changing. Let's see. Let's see. So, also, this might be not called every frame for all I know. Let's find out. So the game time script is actually one of the modules. It's a very small module, but it's a nice one. And since it's one of the modules, I actually want to keep other things outside of that. So that when I do update it outside of this project, it doesn't break this project if I were to bring it in again. Alright, so that seems to be updating every second. And now this is updating every second. Or every 3 seconds. I wonder... I have a feeling that I know exactly what's going on. I think that game time is not updating all the time. Let's see. Time counter. So this is the source of truth. Where do we use it? Now is float time counter. So we only increase... Time counter is going to be increased during increase time. Okay, that makes sense. And game time. I double it up for some reason, but okay, that's fine. See, I used to put it down here, but then it wasn't increasing because I have these various returns. Oh, but no, that's a pause level. That's a good one. We want that. Should happen every moment. Can we see it in our game details? See it? Should I? Time counter, there it is. Alright, so this is the field. Let's press play, see if it changes. Yep. Huh. I wonder if this is one of those things where it only works if you watch it. I don't know. It's working perfectly fine now. Wait, nope. It stopped working fine. Or maybe it didn't stop. Maybe just my own internal sense of time was off for that one game minute. This portion of the stream is literally watching the clock. All right, well, it's working now. No, that's still 27. Wait a minute. Huh. It stops working when I hover over it. Well, that's unexpected behavior. Why? There's no button. Thanks, Kieran. Glad to hear it. Welcome to the stream, and you're welcome anytime. Oh, and Wardler. I answered your question, but I didn't recognize it. Welcome to the stream. All right, so there's something happening here where my mouse stops time. And it happens about right there. When I come up to right here, it stops time. So, what the heck? That's a weird feature. These aren't buttons. None of these are clickable. I don't know why the clock is raycastable. Probably never turned it off. Alright, let me turn off stuff and see if that works. Jack usually has some good tips. Let's see. I definitely want the text. Do I need the canvas renderer? Probably. Kohl transparent mesh. Alright, compass info. Yes, I need that to be seen. Top right, however, doesn't need either of those, I guess. Compass. Sometimes, yeah. Earlier you did. And you might have the right idea now. And I think in other streams you've said stuff that was right. However, I can't find raycastable. Is that something I'm missing, maybe? Oh, here. This is what you mean? I closed the images saying, I need these, so or I need the text, so I'll close it. Alright, I'll see if that does the trick. I like the double slit experiment. That one always makes me happy when I think about it. Oh, wrong button. We're testing a different thing today. Alright, so I turned those off. Nope. That's so strange. What if I put my mouse over here? Look at that. It doesn't update when I go over any UI. Okay. So is time actually updating still? I think it is, but let's just confirm. So time still updates, but somehow the UI doesn't update whenever my mouse is over a UI object. Interesting. Let's see. Event system. This was one of those tips that somebody gave, that if you look at the event system, it gives you a whole bunch of information. All that information. All right. So, does something change? Whoop. Oh, something definitely changes. Okay. The pointer index changes down here. So this number right here, the time, 1:06 p.m., only updates when my mouse is not over a UI element. Now, the game time is updating, so that part's working fine, but for whatever reason, whenever my mouse cursor is over a UI element, the clock stops updating the UI. The code on the update is just this. Show date time. It gets called. Okay. So it gets called on replace details and whatever the heck this is. So this is probably where the problem lies. Replace details. What's replace details? Okay. That's it right there. Boom. I mean, this could actually be... what is replace details? This is old code, by the way. What is replace details? And why the heck is it the only thing it's doing is the UI details show date time? Like, shouldn't this just live here? And to Jack's suggestion, we can put it in late update. I think that's fair. Because I don't know what the heck it's doing here. There's one other place, right? Player actions. Replace details. Oh, I remember now. Alright, I remember why. So that's why I'm not doing it here. Okay. So that shows the time, but if your mouse is over a bad guy or loot, it will show you what you're over. So it'll give you that indication, and that's why replace details is here. So it essentially says replace details with the proper information, but clearly it doesn't work. Okay, so alright, I got it now. So this is supposed to say check mouse hover raycast. If there is no mouse hover raycast, then we return. Mouse hover raycast game. So pause levels above. If we are over a game object, a UI object, we don't do it. If the menu's open, we don't do it. But we're looking for whether we hit an enemy and all that. And if we didn't hit anything, then we would want to replace the details. But we do that at the beginning for whatever reason. That's probably fine. But if the pointer is over the game object, what do we want to do? See ya, Paul. Have a good night. I mean, what I'm thinking now is, what do I want to use this for? Like, do I want to say, if my mouse is over here, do I want to change that to enable turn-based? And down here, select player 1, select player 2? Or is it only changed when I hover over a object in the scene? Probably that. That keeps it simpler and... so... is there a reason why I can't replace details up here? I'm gonna write myself a note because this might come up again. 9/23/21. Where this goes matters. This resets the date time to date time from something monster name. Okay, so technically that should fix the problem, but does it actually solve the problem? It might not solve the problem. Even if it fixes it, the problem may still exist. Alright, so that still works. So here's what's supposed to happen. If I take off my armor here and just throw it to the ground. What? Why can't I throw it to the ground? Man. What did I do? What did I change to make this not work? I've got no debugs showing when I click. Alright, let's see. Where's my mouse button? Click. Check player actions. Left mouse down. So it's possible that it's not running because of all this. It's possible that this actually, that is something I changed. Alright, I don't really need to spell it out. It just needs to have something because that could be it. Because save game input might be active, even if its parent's not active. I don't know. Let's find out. Yep. One. Alright. Save game input. And menu control dot save game menu dot active self. So now they both have to be active. And really, only that one matters. Good night, Jason. See, it's a good thing we didn't do a coding thing. Otherwise, you'd be still telling me what's what, and then you wouldn't be able to go to sleep. All right, so this is what's actually supposed to happen if it works now. I'm assuming it does. Take off this, throw it to the world. It's down there, and now, see, the up here, this text now changes to curious when you goes back when you're right click, but that's fine. That's what it's supposed to do. Alright, so that was a big sidetrack. Let's go to the main scene, the main title scene, because there's some stuff with saving and loading that needs to be done there. Like, for instance, I think you should only be able to delete games from the main menu. Oh, I do have continue. That's nice. Oh, save game menu has not been assigned. Oh. Hold on. Let's go back. Apply those. Was that the issue? Yep. Alright, so if we say load game, it gives us all those. Now I want to make sure this button works. There's no reference. Delete game. Where's load game panel? I guess I can let them delete it from the in-game, I suppose. Do we not have delete panel? What's being null referenced? Menu controller, menu control, delete game. Game ID. So does that mean load game won't work either? Yeah. Alright, so the null references menu controller isn't here. And we can do better. That's probably old code then, maybe. So using static menu controller dot no, static PBR, Legend of the Stone, stuff, menu control. Wait a minute. Well, that's gonna confuse the shit out of me. Menu control, not menu controller. I should change that name to old. Alright. Don't forget to like and subscribe, everybody. Give it a thumbs up, bell icon, and a comment. All those things tell YouTube that they should show this stream to other people. Alright. Deleted games cannot be recovered. Are you sure you want to delete this game? Cancel. Escape. Escape was pressed. Aha! So we also need to add to our secondary panels, delete panel. Delete, warning. Where is the delete game menu? Delete game menu. That's it. Okay. So secondary panels. Delete game menu. Alright, let's try that. I guess the in-game menu isn't open, technically. Close in-game menu. Oh, this is open. Another issue, another problem. One more problem, another roadblock, one small little issue. Menu's not open. Good. Load game. Menu's not open, but this is open. Each menu panel, if it's enabled, maybe that's the issue. For each menu panel in menu panels, each one of this is in, this is the button that's looking for, not the default is enabled. Interesting. What happens when I click load game? I bet it's using the old button, not the menu system, which is what we need to use. Where's the content? Ah, there it is. This is I. Yeah. Menu control though has a open function, I believe. Load menu, no. Let's see. Load last panel. Load panel name. Load panel. Panel name. So that means new game. Load game. Load game, probably options, but I'll deal with that later. And remove this so that I know I have to change that. Alright, so this is going to be actually menu controller. Panel. What is it, load panel? Set active menu, set last panel, toggle panel, load, what was the name? I forget. It was load game. Ha, of course. Alright, let's see if this works. There we go. Still more issues. I hate UI, but okay, delete that. Oh shoot! Well, that didn't work. All right. You know what? I feel myself crashing. I had a Last night I had to go on a 5-hour car ride, and then I got 4 hours of sleep, and then I had to come back on a 5-hour car ride this morning, all for 20 minutes. So I took a nap this afternoon, but I am tired, so I am going to call this a night, because this is not exciting bug work. This is bug work that needs to be fixed, but it's not exciting, it's not interesting. So I'm gonna call it a night, and I'll just do this probably tomorrow before the next stream, maybe. Tomorrow night there's another stream though. So if you go to infinitypbr.com, click on YouTube, you come to my YouTube channel, and there's now upcoming streams. I've got 2 scheduled, one for tomorrow at 7, Friday night stream, and one for Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Because I know I want to do more coding, so I might as well do it here with all of you watching, judging. So thank you all for coming. Don't forget to click this like button, give this a subscribe, give this a bell icon, and share this with your parents. Okay, maybe don't share it with your parents, but share it. Let people know that it's cool. And I appreciate you taking the time to come check it out. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day or night.